Hey guys, a little bit different today. So I am going to discuss the reasons why my house is not spotlessly clean. I know that's probably silly for some of you, but I see a lot of these like blog type things and everything's just so beautiful, but everyone's not like that, and that's okay because I live totally different. And if you live totally different, it's okay. So, reasons why my house is not perfectly clean. Number one is I have 14 children. 12 of my children still live under one roof. They're living their lives, so my house is not always clean. The other thing, next thing, number two, is we homestead. And I mean really and truly homestead. A lot of people have a couple raised beds and it looks really pretty. That's wonderful. But we really and truly homestead. So that means things like that huge pile of wool is sitting in my front room next to my children's jackets because we need to go through that wool. All those seedlings are sitting right next to that because they need to be planted in the garden, but it's not our season to plant some of those yet. Also, homesteading. There is tons of things that come with the homesteading mess. That's about 25 pounds of potatoes ready to be planted and some more plants in my dining room. So there is stuff that's actually happening throughout my house on a daily basis that's homestead based that doesn't allow my house to be spotlessly clean. And I'm okay with that because that's part of our life. Another thing would be things like we use a wood stove for heating. So there's all that type of stuff that goes along with a wood stove. Okay. Reason number three that my house is a mess is because I want my children to experience behind me is a bunch of sewing things. I want my children to be able to experience whatever they want to experience. So if they want to try things like crocheting and sewing and wood burning and wood carving and basket weaving, whatever they want to do, I want them to be able to experience that. So I won't tell them no, that they can't experience something new like that. So that involves mess a lot of the times. So reason number four is that we cook all of our meals from scratch. And when I mean from scratch, I'm not talking about we have cereal and milk for breakfast every morning. I'm talking about eggs and bacon and sausage and all those things. We're cooking all of those things from scratch. So that means dishes and messes inside of your kitchen. And I'm okay with that because I know what my kids are eating. They're eating real food, like real food, not things that have like 20 ingredients on the list. And so I'm okay with that. So that's reason four that my house isn't perfectly clean. So reason number five is I always have to prioritize what is the most important thing that is going to happen next. And that's not always the house. It might be that I need to have attention in with my children. I need to give them attention, helping them do schoolwork. I might need to have like a deep conversation with one of them. I might just need to have a silly time with some of my children. And that is always going to come first. And then we're processing and doing our own food and we're raising our own animals. And I'm not talking about I have a cute little garden. I'm talking about growing a lot of our food, like 75% of our own food. Our goal is the next year probably we'll be growing 95% of our meat. We were there before. We step back, we're coming back to it, but that means a lot of work. That means if we are heating our house with wood, that we need to get 14 cord of wood. Like literally, we cut down trees, buck them up, split them with a splitter, and stack them so that we can keep ourselves warm. So when people look and they just look at the topical and they see, hey, your house is a little messy or something like that, they don't know your life. They don't know exactly everything that's going on because there's no way to possibly get it all done in one day, even if you prioritize. Some people might prioritize having a really clean house. I used to prioritize having a really clean house. I actually used to clean my floors with a toothbrush, literally the edges with a toothbrush, because I was very OCD about having a clean house. What did that do to my family? It made me upset if my house wasn't clean. And then emotionally, that wasn't good for me or for my family. I had to let those things go. I had to pray about it so that I could let those things go, so that I could have a better life with my family. Because nobody likes a grumpy mom because there's a mess on the floor. Let's just face it. So you have to prioritize what's the most important things in your life. And I think sometimes a lot of things are prioritized in order for the topical beauty. But what's really down deep is what's important. And that goes with like life, outward appearance. You know, I'm not going to look beautiful like to the world. I'm not going to have like a beautiful makeup done and name brand clothing and all these things on the outside to look great when I go out. I want to have a good heart. I want to have a good inside, because I think that's what's going to shine through in our lives. And it's the same thing, like your home and your appearance in your home there's a difference between like filth and having a messy home and prioritizing differently. Sometimes my house is filthy because there's something going on that makes it filthy. I mean, it's not going to be beautiful if I have a pig in the middle of my kitchen and I'm butchering. Let's just face it, okay? That's not going to be like my pretty pristine kitchen. But overall, semi-organized, kind of know where things are, unless it's socks. Who knows where all those socks go, or spoons? What else do you guys miss? What, you large family mamas, there's always those things that it's like, where did all the spoons go? Why am I eating with a baby spoon when I thought I just bought some more of these? Anyway, outside, working on projects. Someone else is going to take care of those dishes in the house because I'm going to go see what's going on out here. I just wanted to give a little tidbit, and it's okay if your home is not perfectly spotless. And I have a secret. It's okay if you're a Christian and your home is not perfectly spotless. That is another false misconception. I've seen a lot of things about if you're a Christian, then you should have an orderly home because God has an orderly world. Yes, God set things in place and it has order. But if we think about seasons and different things in life, the trees lose their needles, they lose their leaves, they lose those things, right? They get all blown around. Some people might say that that's disorderly for a season, right? It's all like your perspective on things. You don't have to have a perfectly clean house in order to be a Christian. You can, because it has nothing to do about being a Christian. It's about your heart and who you are on the inside, and if you've surrendered your life to the Lord. So, maybe a little bit too much for you guys, but that's how it is. So I hope you all have a blessed day. And if you don't have a perfectly clean house, it's okay. And I'm just being real with you. Have a blessed day. If you like videos like this, please make sure to like and subscribe.